I was on a plateau for the last 2 years that I've been training. And the only thing that got me out of it was locking in my nutrition and tracking my meals. That one thing got me from this to this, and in just 4 months, got me results like this. Locking in and tracking your meals really is the key to getting your dream built. And in the past year of working as a gay fitness coach for gay men, tracking meals is the number one thing that most people struggle with. So welcome to today's gay agenda. The gay agenda for the Snatch Diva, which is you after you watch this video. Okay, so number one is to know your why. I always start with this, but I just believe that it's so important because more often than not, it's not really going to be a physical barrier that's going to stop you from tracking your meals. It's more of a mental barrier. Everything really starts up in here. It's like when Latrice Royale had to lip sync for her life to Natural Woman. Stay with me because she won that lip sync because she became the natural woman. She was that natural woman and she embodied that song. And that's kind of what you have to do when it comes to fitness, whether that is in the gym, in the kitchen, or really just anywhere that you're showing up. You need to start embodying the future version of you. You need to feel it so deep in your about what this is all for, about why you are doing this in the first place, about what getting to your goals and achieving all of them will allow you to do and to experience. The answers to all of those questions is your deep-rooted why. And once you have an answer to that, that's the only time that something will become truly important to you. And when something like tracking your meals become truly important to you, then it becomes a priority. And once it is a priority, you will become consistent. You will do it every single time. And at that point, it just becomes a non-negotiable. So now that you know why you're in this and why it's so important for you, you need to know when it becomes hard. Because these are the moments where there is just a higher chance of failure. So to become successful in those moments, we need to prepare for them. And in everyone that I have worked with, there are three main scenarios where it just becomes super hard. So let me show you how to get past those three scenarios. Number one is when you are eating out. And listen, I hear it all the time from my own clients where they go and say, I'm going out for dinner, I have a party to go to, going out with friends for brunch, and therefore I cannot log my meals. But if you really think about it, none of those things are physical barriers. Most of them are mental. Because think about it, is there really going to be something that's physically going to prevent you from logging your meals when you are eating out? Is the waiter going to come up to you and take your phone away when he sees you putting things into your meal tracking app? Right? Nobody is going to stop you. Your friends will not stop you from logging your meals. The only person who is actually stopping you is you. So you just gotta freaking do it. I truly cannot say it simpler than that. But here's a couple of things that I can show you that will make that whole thing easier. Number one, if it gets too overwhelming, prioritize your protein and your carb sources. This is a table of your common sources and an easy to understand visual representation of the serving sizes, plus the amount of protein and carbs on each one. Take a screenshot of this, take down your notes, and feel free to use it the next time that you are eating out. And that leads us to our second way of how to make tracking your meals easier is to just estimate. Listen, even if you are not eating out, your logs are not going to be perfect. But an estimate is better than nothing. The goal here is sort of twofold. One is to stay consistent and to not fall off. And number two is to get better at estimating by putting in the reps, by doing it over time. Now, this last one, I fear, might be today's hot take. But if estimating gets hard, use AI. And listen, I am very anti-AI. I do not like it at all. But also, we're not generating AI slop here. It is okay. Take a photo of that meal, give the AI as much information as you can about what's in that meal, and allow it to give you the estimates. Because guess what? Even if you do use an app that has this same feature, guess what that app is using at the back end? It's also using AI. So we kind of just have to be practical here. We don't like it, but we're gonna make it work for us. Now, sort of related to eating out is when we are out with friends, where we are in social events, because then the dynamics sort of come into play. And that is when it becomes hard because we don't want to offend anybody. We don't want to be seen a certain type of way. We don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable. But the thing that I want you to realize is that we cannot control how anybody chooses to react to the things that we do. You are not harming anyone when you choose to log your meals while eating out. And tracking your meals in front of other people is not offensive. But if those people choose to be offended, they choose to feel a certain type of way, or they choose to feel uncomfortable, there's nothing we can do about that. This is again just where priorities come into play. This is where you ask yourself, what is important to me right now? Because you can still absolutely have a good time out with your friends, even if you log your meals. And if these people are your real friends, they will support you. They might even be inspired by your commitment, by what you are doing, by you just pushing hard to achieve your goals. And listen, if the opposite is true, if you ever find yourself having to perform or having to sideline things that are important for you just to make the people around you comfortable, then we need to have a conversation about whether or not these people are actually people that you even want around you. I hate to say it, but maybe these people are not really your friends. Okay, so we covered two scenarios where we are with other people. The last one, and perhaps the hardest one, is when we are alone. And those are in your bad days. I'm talking about the days where you just know that you are going to blow past all of your targets. These are the days where like the cookie just hits so good, or the pizza just hits the spot perfectly. These are the days where you can't even bring yourself to look at your logs, let alone log them in the first place, because it just feels icky. It sucks. We know that there are going to be reds all across the board. And you know the worst part about this is, it's easy to feel like a failure. But listen, it happens to everyone. Everyone at some point in their life has eaten one too many slices of pizza, or accidentally ate the whole box of cookies like I did the other day. And believe me when I say that I know firsthand how difficult it can be to log those meals. But the thing that I always like to remind myself, and I like to remind my own clients, is that the purpose of us tracking our meals is to be informed about what we are putting into our body and how we can use that energy going forward. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be informed. So even if it feels icky and it sucks seeing the numbers, you have to be honest with yourself, because that meal tracking app is not judging you. Your coach is not judging you. Low-key, I even like it better when I see my own clients tracking their meals, even if they overshoot their targets, than seeing no logs at all. So when you do that, when you prevent yourself from logging your meals and being honest in the app, the only person who is judging you is you. And you need to stop that, because again, the goal is to be informed so that you can then act based on that information. Even if you overshoot your targets by like 300, 500 calories, then you know what steps you can take the following days to sort of make up for that. If you don't do it, then how do you know what to do in the next few days? 1 or 2 days of bad meals is not going to ruin your progress. What will ruin your progress is not being honest with yourself, or just turning a blind eye to what you've done, not tracking your meals on that day, because that, sister, is a very slippery slope, and you won't believe how many people just stop altogether once they've had that one bad day. And once that happens, that is just a surefire way for you not to achieve all of the fitness goals and body goals that you've set out for yourself. Now, to truly achieve those goals, you also need to be consistent at the gym. So to do that, watch this video and make sure you subscribe, because on the next one at the end of the month, I'll be talking about how to be consistent in hitting your protein goals.